All right, afternoon, YouTube. Forgive me for this asinine discussion that I will be blurbing about. Okay, because I will. Forgive me for digressing. I will be getting into some more volatile and dynamic videos and analytical observations later on the real things that are going and taking place. But for right now, I'm going to deal with this asinine and just overdrawn out stuff that we have to deal with called race. Okay, now, and it still has a tad bit of relevance from the video I did about revolutions. Now, we here in America, and I say we here in America, have a history. Now, majority of history are just lies that people have agreed upon through what they referred to as revolutions. Okay? How did we get here? Nobody ever seems to talk about how did we get here. One way of shaping a person's mind is by giving them the image to worship. That's why it says in the Bible, "Come, let's make man in our image." Plato, men are made like clay. Men are really not that difficult to. When I said men, I mean men and women, and whatever the fuck all that gender shit. We'll get to that bullshit later too. Come, let's make man in our image, to give somebody an identity. Now, what do I mean by revolution? Well, revolutions are things set up into place to get another outcome, another agenda. See, how do you get rid of the old world? Is to how do you bring in the new world? Is to get rid of the old world. So you're constantly giving these people a new identity. Now, you can acknowledge that through what you call the Negro. The Negro has been called Negro, Mulatto, Indian, Black, and now African American. See, this is to usher in. See, these are sciences. The race does not exist. Okay? It never has existed. You go by tribes and ancestors. Period. Now, but let's go ahead and let's play with this for a second. Race. Let's call these people black. Now, remember, these are revolutions. You get rid of the old by creating something new. By creating a thing called division. Okay? How do you destroy a community? Well, one simple thing is fuck with their identity, or at least what the old has identity for. Now, I'm not sure if you Negroes ever acknowledge, ever since you've been calling yourself black, the so-called black community has been taking a shitstorm dive down since, because you want it to be called black, because the name is divisive in nature. Black as a color, not a fucking race. How can you identify with a nationality or a people of a struggle and just put it, minute it right down to a fucking color, to where other people can now piggyback and steal your ancestry and your legacy? So now you got Africans, fucking Nigerians, calling themselves black. See what that just done to you? See, the black, and like I said, I'm just going to play with this word right now. It's only meant for the American Negro under the 14th Amendment pre-Civil War. So if your fucking ancestors was not here in the fucking Civil War, sit your fucking ass down. You're not fucking black. All you did is hijacked our ancestors' legacy. See, we used to be called colored. And when we were called colored, guess what? The family was great because nobody was bitching and complaining who's light, who's brown, who's caramel, who got good hair, who don't got good hair, who got light eyes, who don't got light eyes. Because, see, tell you how the West was won. How the West was really won was by the Creole black Seminoles. That's who built Wall Street. It wasn't no fucking... I don't mean it like this. It wasn't none of you niggas from the South, alright? It wasn't none of you niggas from the East Coast. Y'all niggas was slaves. West Coast niggas was free. Look it up. It's called Free People of Color in Louisiana. And the Black Seminoles. Okay? The Buffalo Soldiers. We was free. Y'all motherfuckers wasn't. So, Midwest niggas, stand up. Don't try to identify with the South motherfuckers, man. I'm trying to tell you. And I ain't got no problems with the South because, you know, I got love for y'all because y'all motherfuckers got love. But it's really these East Coast niggas I'm having a problem with. And these motherfuckers who ain't from fucking America. See, now we African American, right? So what, you gonna have some so now all of a sudden you ain't black enough. Alright? Go to Africa and see if the motherfuckers call you African. Huh? See, these are revolutions. This is how you form revolutions. How do you destroy an old? So while the black American is being extinguished off this fucking earth, guess what they got replacing your dumb ass? Some fucking Africans.